Can't wait to finally love this room.
Hey everyone, it's Morgan Yates. A few months ago, I showed you the process of redoing my bedroom here in Los Angeles, and today I'm back with a new room that's in need of an upgrade.
This one we have been waiting on. But if you watched my most recent what I spent in a month video, then you probably remember that big chunk of money that was spent on furniture. It's been a couple of months and all of that was backordered is finally getting here today. We're kicking off this room makeover video. Actually, we have, this is more like, well, it's not a full house makeover, but we have some things changing throughout the whole house. But we have one main room, this little front like sun room sitting area. It has just been a train wreck since the day we moved in. Before we get started, thank you so much to End by Nutrilite for sponsoring this video. They are a supplement company that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. If this is the first video you're seeing of mine, I would love if you would subscribe. Kicking it off, here's what we're working with for this room. Here we are in my downstairs. I live in this little townhouse in LA. We have our kitchen, we have our dining, and then we have our living room. Would love to get some new art in here, maybe some pillows, refresh things, I don't really know. What we are updating is this front room in our house that is a beautiful little like well-lit corner of the room, and it's always just kind of been this extra extension off of our living room that we haven't really known what to do with. If we didn't already have an office upstairs, then this could be a cute little like desk area or something. But when we moved in, we didn't know what to put here, so we got a bar cart that we put over on this side, and then we just got these black shelves that we put here, and then we got a bench that we put under there. Other than that, it just started catching, it was like a catch-all space. So what is this? I'm not sure. We have this lamp, I don't know if it works. We have this plant, that's a cute little plant, but that plant also needs to go in like a basket or some kind of cuter planter. And I do love this little rug we have in here. This area has never made sense. Not only is it just so cluttered, but this space is 0% functional. As you can tell, there's nowhere to really sit over here except for this bench that we don't come and sit on because you just be leaning against the glass. But we really don't even need this bar cart. Like, there's no need to take up this much space. Again, we have this shelf here that we put forever ago, but we never really knew what to put up there. So it's just so many random things. Also, we have so much confetti still everywhere around our house. If you didn't see our recreating Coachella at home video, one of my favorite videos I've ever done, must watch. So that brings us to today's mission, which is giving this space a new life, giving it a new purpose, giving it just a vibe that we want to spend time in, as well as creating kind of like a seating option so that this can actually be a little lounging sitting area to get work done or read and look out the beautiful view where we have this palm tree that we have not really been utilizing in the past. So here's my vision for what we're gonna do with this room. A couple months back, I started ordering a bunch of stuff, but basically I'm keeping this like white gold neutral vibe, and I ordered some sets of white books that I may end up getting more of. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna end up needing more decor, but we'll see. What I have in mind for this space. So over here is where we enter our house and come up a few stairs, and we have this wall, you can see. And the issue with this space leading into our living room is that it just felt like this weird extension, and my vision for the end of this is for this area to feel like its own little just like actual room in a way. So how I hope to accomplish that is, instead of having these black shelves here that are just kind of random, don't take up that much space, I found this shelving unit set that I measured and should end up coming to like exactly where this wall ends straight across. I think it's gonna be like here over. So just picture this wall with neutral shelves that is kind of gonna look like a built-in as well. There's gonna be some drawer storage, which is gonna be nice. We have workout equipment that we've been just randomly keeping down here now that we're working out from home. And it's gonna be nice to have some concealed storage to put that stuff in, as well as just to have kind of like a wall of shelves versus just this little section. I think is gonna make, hopefully, this seem like it's its own little room. We're gonna get rid of this, we're gonna get rid of this, gonna get rid of this, gonna get rid of the bar cart, which I'll explain kind of what's going on with that in a moment, because this presented a challenge because we do need storage, but I got a solution and it's coming in this video too. I'm gonna hold on to this rug, and so picture everything else here gone. We have all this open space. We're gonna restyle this shelf. Don't even worry about it. I wanted to get some kind of seating option for in here, so I was thinking like a little small like coffee table type thing, preferably round. I did end up finding one to go in the middle of the room, and then I wanted some seating on this side. That way you get to look at these beautifully styled shelves, you get to look out the window. So first I looked into some chair options, but I wanted them to be like big and actually comfy to where we'd want to sit on it as much as we want to sit on the couch in the living room. And when I got realistic about it, I think those were going to be too big to also have room for a table. So then I started looking at like love seat options or just small couch options. I was looking at some chase lounges, and I ended up finding a really cute like cream velvety couch that has some pretty gold legs, and it is here as well. So new vibe, picture, couch, table, beautiful shelves, own sitting room, and that's what we're hoping for. Another reason I really wanted to redo this space now, we've lived here for 2.5 years with this just looking how it does, is since obviously here in Los Angeles we are still spending 24/7 here at home. It's just been nice to have different locations to switch up where I'm working or hanging out or whatever. I'm not only working in my office, I'm working in my bedroom, I'm working in the living room, in the kitchen, and hopefully just having another space. So that brings me back to today's sponsor, End by Nutrilite. If you're unfamiliar with Nutrilite, they are a supplement company, and their new In line is a colorful line of products to get you through various need states you might might find yourself in. So whether you need to relax or you need some help sleeping or you need help focusing like I do always now, they have a bunch of different products to help you get there. My favorites have been their focus products to help me get my work done. I shared about this on Instagram recently, but the focus line is called Slay the Day. Super cute and pink. We have this essential oil, which is a blend of peppermint, eucalyptus, and rosemary. I just put on my wrists and temples and sometimes the back of my neck. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. Yeah, you can. These are their focus gummies, which have ginseng in them, and you just take 2, and they have this nice tangerine lemon flavor. They just look like this. And the great thing about these is that they don't have any artificial colors or flavors, so you're not getting any nasty ingredients in these. These are the other gummies as well. They have these elderberry lemon ones for immunity, these watermelon orange ones, which are rich in vitamin D. And if you're not getting enough sun, this could be a good option. Next, in mango lemon flavor, these are their relax ones. And lastly, my favorite are their sweet dreams ones. They have melatonin in them, and if you need a little bit of extra help going to bed at night, these can be a good option there. Lately, I've been using the Focus Essential Oil and taking these gummies recently, and I've noticed a difference, especially around like my 3 p.m. slump. I feel like, maybe it's just me, but I seem to want to call it quits on the work day around 2 or 3, and this has helped me to stay focused and just stay a little bit more energetic. Yeah, I'll have more info on In by Nutrilite in the description box. Feel free to check them out based on what you're in need of at the moment, and I'm excited to have this new workspace. The delivery people are almost here, which means I need to get everything out of the way so that they can just bring in the furniture and put it here. I also just put the legs on the couch. It's gonna go right here where the bar cart is. Can't wait to finally love this room. Another thing we're getting here is the little white buffet, because it has been 2.5 years too long of looking at these cords over here where we have our coffee stuff. Basically, the new buffet we're gonna have here is also gonna have storage for everything that we had on our bar cart, so that's gonna be concealed. It's just gonna look sleeker in here, and then we won't have that bar cart in the other room. I'm gonna get all of this out of the way for them to put that here. Know what these marks on the wall are, but I'm assuming it's gonna be covered, so I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Oh, yes. It's occurring to me right now that donation centers are closed, so I don't know what we're gonna do with all the stuff that we're moving that we still have to have in our house. Anyone in Los Angeles, if you need any of these things I'm getting rid of, actually feel free to like DM me on Instagram. Tag on something we've owned for years. Story of my life. I don't know how it was such an oversight of mine that things would get so much worse before they got better. It's here. I see them. They're unloading. I got a preview from afar. I'm actually so excited. It's happening, you guys. Wow! We're gonna get rid of the bench. Next up is shelf styling, which I can't wait for. I am so excited. So as you can see, it does line up like pretty perfectly with sectioning off this room. Over here we have our little buffet. So previously we had our coffee stuff up on this little table that was here, but part of me, I don't use the Nespresso anymore. Also, I decided, I think I'm over it. Somebody commented this on a different room makeover video of mine in the past and said that they were over art that literally speaks to you, meaning like no wording, and I can't unhear it, and now I'm kind of over all of our art that has words in it. So I feel like I don't use my Nespresso much anymore. Adrian uses the Keurig every day, so I feel like maybe we just put the Keurig out and then we make the top of this cute and just make this a little more decorative rather than just like all of our coffee stuff out. What does this even look like? Oh, beautiful. Here's what it's looking like. I took the bench out. I decided this part is cracking me up still, but look at this. Like just picture coming and sitting down, kicking your feet back and looking at some beautiful shelves. Put a couple coffee table books here. We're gonna see what we think of that. I took this pillow from my room and put it there. So I've got my decor on here and I'm just gonna reach and experiment and we're gonna see what happens. I also ordered some different coffee table books a while back that I just left in the box. I only ordered books that had a neutral cover so as to be thinking ahead. We're working with these as our new coffee table books. So here's where we're at, and we're kind of out of decor. So I ended up putting these frames here. I don't know if we'll keep those there, but I just didn't know what else to set up here at the moment when I'm also trying to fill up these shelves. It is what it is for a moment. Basically, we still just need some stuff here. I figured out what it is I need a bunch more books. So I'm on the hunt now. I need to place another order for more white books to like fill up more of this space, because I don't just want it to be a ton of like trinkets and stuff. I want it to look like it's bookshelves. But I like how down here, so this bottom shelf is a little bit wider. The record player did fit, and then I put kind of our other big books down here, and I decided to leave this one open. And this is how we're winging it for the moment. I'm also thrilled again about all of this storage, because we can just put our games under here. Since for the moment I'm clearly out of decor, I'm gonna go ahead and just put the coffee stuff back there. False alarm, I hate this. Update, this lighting is tragic at the moment. I need to figure out some stuff to put up here, because right now this palm plant, way too much going on. I have this like little faux eucalyptus that I might stick in there and see what that looks like. I'm now about to go to the store to, well, see, that's the thing. I don't really know what I need. Well, against my better judgment, we're going to the store. Update, they had approximately nothing. This is the one thing I found that might not even look good anywhere. Does it look good there? No. Nope, nope. It's just a plant growing out of a book. I don't know. Sun's starting to set, but over here, just for a little added dimension, I put the one little thing I found. Overall, this is the room makeover. I think we could all agree this is so much better than what it was before. Here's a reminder of what that looked like. Still also need to get a basket for this plant, but now we have our own little front sunroom, sitting room area, and I'm thrilled. Update, we put everything from this into the shelves. We still don't know what we're doing up here, but Adrian had the idea of putting the little acrylic little wine shelf. What is this called? Why am I calling it a wine shelf? We've maybe figured something out. This used to be above the bar cart, and we're just trying to layer some different options up here. What's the idea?
I just had a vision.
Okay.
Potentially, instead of this, is like 3 like small, or like even 2 just like little frames.
Okay, I see the vis.
The vis is like to counter it all out, kind of balance.
I see the vis. All right, so we went for it.
So overall, while these may not be life-changing differences, our dining room feels a bit more elevated now, and I'm thrilled to not be staring at cords every day anymore. I still need to finish styling the shelves in the front room, and have ordered some more white books and a few other decor options. And since I moved the prints from above the couch into the dining room, I'm also on the hunt for some new art. Lastly, I still need a basket for this plant, but even without all of these finishing touches, I'm thrilled with how this space has turned out, and I've already been loving working from this room in the mornings and drinking my coffee and looking out the window, and it's exactly the peaceful, comfy space that I had in mind.
Let me know what you thought in the comments, and again, I will have in by Nutrilite links below. That is all we can accomplish in this 24-hour period, but again, make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see the updates whenever the stuff I have just ordered today to finish styling the shelves comes in. Hope all of you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video.